Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospecting. Welcome to another Tuesday Night Gold Panning Fever, episode number 188. In case you missed the thumbnail, we're going to be going through some Gold Baron Paydirt today. But first, let me catch up on chat. I see it has been busy. Let's see. Joey Brown, how's it going? And being here very, very early. Weezen Geezer, HD, thank you both for being here and being mods. I appreciate y'all so much. John Gear, how's it going? Mentally Corrupted. Michael Reed, I know. Kristen Reed was here as well. I still haven't replied to your emails. I will be getting to your email about the website tomorrow or the next day, and I apologize for that. I keep moving it, my email thing to the top, and then I keep getting busy with something else. But I'll get to you, I promise, really soon. Who else we got here? David Danderan, how's it going? Ferd, how's it going, brother? Been a long time. How have you been? Gold Baron in the house, thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. Casey Serang, how's it going? And I do have a Gold Baron hoodie, but the weather's too nice to be wearing it. How much is in it? 31.1? Maybe. I don't know. It is a custom bag. I only paid for 5 grams. So if it's got 31.1, then you know there's some bribery going on here. Flash in the pan, Paydirt, how's it going? Thank you. I appreciate you popping in, even if just for a second. I know time isn't always the best for everybody. So 308 Prospecting, how's it going? Shane Prothero, and I know I'm probably saying this wrong, Teo. I appreciate you being here, Brad. I really do. SRIP63, how's it going? Ortiz, PA Patriot, thank you both for being here and being mods. All right, I'm all caught up, I think, so I can pop this out and get it set right, because YouTube always puts it in top chat instead of live chat. I don't know why. Like, you can't follow a conversation in top chat. It's just not how it works. But all right, we're all set up now. You're welcome, Flash. I appreciate it. Ellen Curie, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. So, but yeah, today we're going through a custom bag of Paydirt from the Gold Baron at goldbaronpaydirt.com. So I'm pretty excited to go through this. Now, there isn't going to be an ROI on this because I contacted him because it was a custom bag and I was very specific about what I wanted. So I knew it was going to be for a Tuesday show. So I figured, why not? And at this point, I had already had my secret shopper order his bag of Paydirt and it had been sitting on the shelf for a while. So I wanted to get this one and do a little custom bag. I don't remember the difficulty on it. I think I told him like medium difficulty. I don't remember the difficulty part on it, but... And yes, thank you, HD, for sharing the link on that. No worries, 308 Prospecting. I appreciate it, even if you have to watch it in replays. A3 Sky Warrior, how's it going? And yeah, speaking about Gold Baron, you talked about people reselling on eBay. There's a lot of people that do that. They used to do that with lynch mining a lot. I've seen it with Kenai Paydirt. There's a couple of others, but I see it occasionally where they'll do that. I've even seen golden Paydirt. People will buy golden Paydirt and relist it, but theirs get taken down pretty quick. Golden Paydirt sells a lot and probably makes eBay a ton of money in fees. And they tend to be able to get their way. Golden Paydirt. I've had negative reviews that I've left for them removed. Even I'll use a dummy. I'll make an eBay account, buy Paydirt, not review it or do anything with it, just so I can leave them negative feedback and it'll get removed. So there are some people, but I've seen a lot of people that do that. They will buy Paydirt from somebody, put it up on eBay, and sell it for a much higher price. So it's kind of sus, but if people are, what's worse is people will see it. If you tell them, oh, it's a I always Google everything. As soon as I see a Paydirt on there, I'm like, let me Google it. So, but I don't know. Crazy people. Jeffrey Button, thanks for joining the show. Appreciate it. No worries, Brad. No worries. Just don't start typing French in chat because I won't understand any of it. Yeah. So, but here, let me check. I haven't looked at gold price, see if it's moved. Last I looked, it was at 107. So let me see what we're at today. Gold price today, we're at 33.14 or 106.57 a gram. That's not too bad. I mean, I liked it better at 75, but you know, it doesn't seem to be hurtling towards the moon as fast as it was before. So it seems to be leveling out a little bit, and just I'm kind of worried that there's going to be a big crash with it. I was talking to someone today about it. You know, I'm a little worried that it might drop a huge bit, but we'll have to see. Yeah, Gold Baron. That's why Lynch started selling on there. That's why Lynch started selling on there, and Clash. That's why Clash started selling on there as well, because Clash sells on there, is just to get rid of the fakes. So there we go. I'll set up. So I mean, it sucks you have to do that, but if you do it and you become like, once you're there, you can get other people's pulled down. So I mean, it sucks because then if somebody buys it, a lot of times they'll get upset that, you know, they're paying 12% higher because you got to charge the stupid eBay fee. So no, you used to say 50. 50 was perfect. 50 was perfect, but it went up. I don't get to choose gold prices. So, I mean, going back, I mean, 35 was perfect, but, you know, I'll accept certain numbers. 50 was good. It went up to 75. I think 75 was probably the best number all around, just for sellers as well as buyers. You know, anything over 75, I think, just hurts sellers more and buyers more. You know, it's great for hoarders. Like if you hoard gold, higher the limit is better, you know, because you can buy it. And if it keeps going up, you're just constantly making money. But unfortunately, if you're buying Paydirt or selling Paydirt, the prices going up are hurting everybody. So 2008, gold dropped 50%. Yeah, so Brad Thompson, I agree with that. I was looking at some of the pictures of the Seattle ports about how empty they are now because nothing's shipping in. But I don't want to talk about too much with politics or anything like that. But I will say I did see something that China started doing that I thought was absolutely hilarious. So now you can go to China and you no longer need a visa, and you can stay there for, I think, like 6 months with no visa. You don't need a visa or anything to go to China now. And if you're American and you go to China and you buy consumer goods with cash, like if you just go there with a briefcase full of money, you will pay Chinese prices, but they give you a 30% rebate instantly. So I think to defeat tariffs, China is essentially telling you, just fly there, pick up a whole bunch of luggage, fly it back, and you save money. So, you know, I thought that was kind of inventive, you know, because I know, and this just has to do with tariffs. I know a while back I was reading some stuff about clothing, and a lot of clothing. So a lot of countries have tariffs on clothing. They've always had them on clothing, you know, reciprocal both ways. And to get around it, what they do is they change things. Like I saw on a shirt, one shirts that were coming from some country had these little bitty like button pockets just at the very bottom on the hem. And by having that little pocket, they didn't meet the tariff quota part, so they could ship them without the tariff. And I thought that was funny. I can actually get to China free with my job. Yeah, I mean, you know, as soon as I saw that, I instantly went and Googled how much it would cost me to fly to China. Because I was like, you know, that's, you know, like one of the things I was thinking about when I saw the Chinese tariffs was Etsy. Etsy is going to just be demolished because probably 90% of all the sellers on Etsy are people who just buy stuff off of Temu in bulk and then resell it. Because, you know, a lot of times you'll see something on Temu, like you'll say, oh, here's a phone protector or something. But you're like, man, I don't want to wait 6 months for it to come from Temu or Alibaba or something like that. And these people, what they do is they buy a case of them, they wait for them to show up, then they have 100 in stock and they put them up on Etsy and they charge twice or 3 times as much as Temu, but you get it in a week. And I thought all those people are going to close. But now it's like, well, now they're just going to go there with an empty suitcase and just stuff, especially higher end things, iPhones, watches, things like that. That'll just, you know, easy way around it. But Well, even not even just the drop shipping off of Etsy. Like I said, a lot of the people will actually order in bulk and just get it. Because like I ordered something like a nugget case off of Alibaba, um, probably about 2 months ago, just to put my kids' gold nuggets in, and it was a wonderful case. I love it. It's actually, but it was $45. But if I found them on sale, I found them on sale on Etsy, and someone's selling them on Amazon, and they're charging like $125 for them, which is why I waited 3 months for it to come from Alibaba. But if you just order, like I said, if you just order 20 of those and put them up for $89, you make $40 off each one. So who else? Dina Littlehale, thank you for joining the show. Jason G, thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. Golden Dragon Prospecting, thank you for joining the show. Is Mantis here? Mantis Prospecting, thank you for joining. Mantis Rock Miner, thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. Mega Dog 555, how's it going? Donna, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So, looks like almost all my mods are here. I appreciate all y'all being here. Yeah, so just that, I just thought that was curious. I thought that was it's a little bit of hilarious thing, But back to gold Paydirt. I like I said, I'm decent and happy that the price is staying steady, but I say that every time gold goes up, it stays steady for a while, then it goes up. So again, I would like it if gold went back to 75, but unfortunately, I think once it gets up this high, it's a huge loss for everyone if it goes down. So it's one of those things where you're like, oh, I wish it was back in the 75. But it's the same thing as people say, oh man, I wish things were like in the 50s again. But then, they forget all about all the bad things in the 50s. So, I am missing something in chat. Can we get cheap gold from Temu? You can. It's not gold though. Randy Clyde, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. It's definitely not going to be gold. It'll be gold colored. That's about it. Just did a different short, but then did it right. Oh, that was the one thing that bugged me the most about shorts, is just that anybody that has a phone knows that you do not shoot a video this way. You shoot a video this way. It's just been trained into you. And having to hold the phone straight up and have black bars on the side, it's just, until Uganda Mine hits full production. Even then, I don't think. Gold is just spiking because of the chaos around in the world. So, and that chaos isn't going to go away anytime soon, sadly. So, but one thing that's not chaos though, Gold Baron Paydirt. So, and if you didn't watch the video I did, make sure you go and watch the video. I got a 99.14% or 99.24, 99% ROI off of the 1 gram bag that I did with goldbaronpaydirt.com. And I did calculate the numbers because, as you know, stuff sits on my shelves of wonder for a while before I review it. It would have been 100% if I would have ordered it last week. So, new YouTube. I think that's a different Flash you're thinking of. No, Geezer probably hasn't. He's like HD. They're just decorations. I totally ignore shorts. Yeah, it's very rarely I will watch a short. It has to have like somebody that I really want to see and a title that says something that I really. But I probably watch maybe one short a month, maybe, and that's usually, and half the time it's by accident. It literally is. I'll see something, like I'll be scrolling through YouTube and I'll hit something by accident and it'll be a short, and I'm like, oh. I actually watched a short today from Brian Thomas Gold, and it was by accident. And then it drove me crazy because it's like a 2 seconds, and I'm like, well, I learned absolutely nothing. You told me nothing. It's just you holding up a nugget, and I was like, God dang it, where's the video for this? Chef V in the house, how's it going? I saw your video. No, it was a short, and that was the other ones. I've actually watched 2 shorts this week. I watched this one, and I watched Chef V's. I will say I did click on Chef V's because he had scotched eggs. So, like I said, it has to be something that I really want to see. So I did watch Chef V's Scotched Eggs video. It's short, so it did drive me crazy with the music though, going on and off because I kept getting bopping my head to it, then it stopped. So, Hmm. Yeah, two different flashes. They're both ornery though, so which I'm kidding. They're both really nice guys. So, mm. Mandy's Candy, thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone that's here tonight. I appreciate it. So, we're not going to be here long. Today is probably going to be a shorter show because, like Wrench was complaining about last week, I do have to go to Walmart to pick up some food, but they're dropping it off my car. But I had to schedule it earlier than usual because I guess for whatever reason they were booked up at my normal time, which I have no idea why. Nobody ever goes. That's why I go at 9 o'clock. So, Chasing Cheddar with Curtis. How's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Refotris, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. And again, everyone, thank you all for joining the show. I really do appreciate it. Trying to make sure I don't miss anything in chat. Chat's not going as busy as last week. Last week was pretty busy, so. PA Patriot. Look at see, this is why I don't make new people mods. This is why I don't make new people mods. PA, just because you don't know, and I've never said it to you, we only post a hidden link once I start panning. And I don't know why I started that rule, but I just started it. So it's generally so it doesn't take over conversation, except for when I'm panning, because then I don't mind it as much. So, or either that or PA's telling me, get my ugly face off the screen and start panning. So it's one of the two. I appreciate it. Donna, you're way too kind to me, Donna. I really do appreciate that. You're way too kind. And I don't know, did I say hi to Mentally Corrupted? I think I said hi to you, so. And A3, B&B Paydirt Prospecting. I didn't say hi to you. Thank you for joining the show. And I've seen you posting on here a couple times. I just kept seeing it and didn't click in my head, so. Oh, there you go, Refotris. Where are you going to go? I know a couple people going to SoCal to do some mining this week. Hopefully they'll be posting some videos about it. You know, we'll have to see. So, but I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they told me they were going to SoCal this weekend to go do some mining, and they're going to shoot some videos, hopefully, because they haven't been putting out any videos. They've been kind of slacking. And they know who they are if they're just lurking. So, I wish them the best of luck, and hopefully they do shoot some videos, and I see some good Cali gold. So, but I think we've talked enough. I think now it's time we start panning. So let's go to the Paydirt, open this up, start panning it. It's a lot of dirt. He stuffed this bag. It's a good, probably 2 pounds of material in there. So maybe it'll take a little longer to pan than usual. There you go. I didn't mean the like exact area. I just meant, like you said, north of Napa. That's all you had to say. I didn't need to know the longitude, latitude. Because if I knew that, I'd be selling it to Brian Thomas Gold for $5. And speaking of $5, thank you very much, David Dandaran. I forgot to ask you that, HD. How'd you do? I saw in your Facebook. I saw you posted that you were going up there, and I was like, oh, I got to ask him how he does. I put in my head, remind myself to ask him how he does. And then once I turned off Facebook, I totally forgot. So, Utah Mining, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. There you go. That's it. If you can find any gold, it's good. I mean, it's as long as you're having fun, Like I know a lot of people, A3, one of them, that do a lot of mining here in Indiana, and you're not going to find a ton of gold. But if you've got, you could go out and play golf all day and you get nothing in return. If your idea is fun is hitting a stream and sluicing or running a high banker or something all day, even if it doesn't pay for itself, as long as you find a little bit of that shiny, just to make it worth it. Didn't pay for your gas or anything, but you have fun. So I've got cons. Well, that's good. Yeah, well, that's good. Well, all right, let's go see if there's any gold in this. Now, this is supposed to be 5 grams. I'm pretty sure. I mean, Gold Baron might correct me if I'm wrong, which I tend to be a lot of times, but I'm pretty sure it was 5 grams. So, but we're going to go knock that out in a pan. So let me shrink down the ugly mug. And then we're going to start panning. So there you go. I'll dump that down here. There we go. One of these days, I will just put one button transitions on here. We're only on show 188, so one of these days. And in fact, I'm going to write a note to myself. The problem is whenever I do stuff like want to work on OBS, I'm upstairs. And I hate coming all the way down here just to fiddle with this computer that's only used for live shows and videos. And I don't have OBS on my upstairs computer because I don't know why. Maybe I should put it on it. But there we go. Move my coffee. I need to build a cup holder in here because I got no place to put my coffee mug. I did not design this place well for coffee. Open up the tablet. So give me a second. I can't see chat for right now. All right. There we go. Got chat up. Hey, Tomcat Josh, how's it going? You asked for 5 grams? All right. And I paid about for 5 grams. It was a good deal for 5 grams. I will say that. So now what's in here, I have no idea. I think he might have told me, you know, like weight-wise, what everything was, but I don't remember. I'm a sucker for the new cinnamon coffee creamer. I've never used a coffee creamer, ever. Stanley McFall's a Southern comedian. What's up? All right. Oh, sorry about that. Making noise right next to the microphone. All right. And somebody commented in my review that I didn't mention that there was one of these in there. And I typically don't. If it's something super small and it's not in the description, and I don't think it's, you know, a deterrent or a cost. But yeah, it does come with these little vials. So you can put your gold in them before you send it off to sell to somebody that's buying gold. Adam Weiss, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. And anybody, if I miss you during chat, I apologize. Somewhere in Ohio, how's it going? Been a while. But yeah, if I miss you, it's because I'm looking at my pan or I'm looking at the Paydirt, or which is this. Here we go. There we go. Now, again, some really dark material for not having a lot of magnetite in it. Let me open up. All right, we got everything going. Start panning. Now there's supposed to be a nugget in here, so or a big picker, really big picker. I remember, but I won't spoil it. Yeah, I mean, I knew 5 grams in a nugget, but then after that, I don't remember. And I had to delete so many of my emails. I've been storing emails on my website account for like the last 5 years, you know, and it finally got full. And I didn't want to go into my host and add more because then I would have just filled it more. So I spent a week deleting a whole bunch of emails that weren't like super important, which was pretty much everything before 2025. Because so many people send me pictures and stuff like that, and it just eats up room. Next month's nugget gas? I don't know. It might end up being, it's going to depend on what it looks like. So, and I didn't want to tell anybody that it was, so if I figured if it is it, I would tell everyone to watch the video. So I just don't want to say yes because if somebody ends up blurting out the size of the nugget in chat, you know who I'm talking about, don't you, Gold Baron? But it might end up being it. So yeah. So yeah, if you want to watch it, pay attention to it. A little bit of gold. I see one piece of gold. So first pan, first piece of gold. Actually, a couple pieces. Two bigger pieces. So, but yeah. So if you want to watch, if you're a Patreon member, you might want to pay attention to the nugget and all the gold at the end because this might be the next gold guessing nugget. Well, there you go, Jeffrey. Magnetics is black sands, usually a good sign. Not the only sign. Usually the best sign is if there's actually gold, but trying to get your card out today. I think my mail lady. I swear I get a new mailman every week. It's just horrible. I mean, typically, when I first moved into this house, I live 2 blocks from the post office. So typically, I would get my mail at like 9 a.m. And if they had packages, they'd be probably 9:30, maybe 10. Just because they'd deliver all the mail, then go back and come back with the packages. Today, I mean, literally at 5:30, my new mailman showed up today. Shane Prothero. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad? 51 in chat and only 34 likes. But it is pretty hard to hit that little thumb button. That's awesome, Brad. Yeah, I'm shooting that video tomorrow. And I need to go back and see what the gold spot was because I plan on making a guess on what I think will be in it. So, I mean, I know it's not going to be a bad bag of Paydirt. I don't know why because I did have somebody email me about it and they were like, "Oh, do you think it's good?" I'm like, "It's from Vendetta. It's going to be a good deal. He's not going to like, oh, let me give him a 30% ROI or a 50% ROI because there's no, guarantee." It just makes it more of a surprise. And I think that's awesome, especially with good set sellers. I think that's, something if you can trust, like Gold Nugget Sales, if they had a, no guarantee bag, I would trust them no matter how much money it was, it's going to be good because it's their reputation. If they put one bad bag, it's going to ruin all the rest of them, There you go. What's up, Leslie? How's it going? Still staying busy? How's that new project going? I hit it a few hours before. And how's it going, Steven? How have you been doing? Thank you. Is the Gold Weight show next week? Yes, it's next week. It's the first Tuesday of the month, every month. So yeah. It'll be next Tuesday. And again, Casey did ask, and I don't know if you heard me or were paying attention. There is supposed to be a nugget in this one, and I might use it for the next gold guessing contest. So you could pay attention to it. I just didn't want to claim it just because, Gold Baron wasn't in on it, and I didn't want him to, say anything in chat like, "Oh, this nugget weighed, 8 ounces." And everyone be like, "Okay, now we know where to guess," which it's not 8 ounces. 100% guarantee it's not that. Printer number 4 on the way. There you go. I will say I am doing a video on the Flower Gold Sluice this month. So not this Saturday, but like 2 Saturdays. Or no, it's not in April, in May. So in May, the end of May, I do have another video coming out on the sluice. Because I sold all my other sluices. I only have the Flower Gold sluice left and another sluice that I haven't actually reviewed yet that I think I got off eBay for like $20. But that's good. Busy's good. I did see the price went up a little bit. Those Wesley tariffs. More gold. Next gold. Maybe Gold Baron doesn't. He does now. This is where I got it from. Luckily, he is a Patreon member, but he's not a paid Patreon member, so I don't have to worry about him guessing. I will, and if I do make this a Nugget Gold Baron, unfortunately, you will be disqualified from guessing. Yeah. Yes, GNS did get some platinum. I saw it. I was looking at it yesterday. Um, all right, Refotris, you have a nice one, brother. Thank you for popping in. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate everyone that comes in here, even if it's for just a second, to say hi to everyone in the community. So I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, yeah, definitely keep it a secret. And thank you. I originally hadn't planned on this being it just because I wasn't sure. Originally, I had this video was supposed to come out at the beginning of the month, and then something else was supposed to come at the end of the month. And I don't remember why I moved things around, but I did move stuff around. So this was originally why I wasn't. It was just going to be, you know, a Tuesday. Mm. Yeah, I'm just joking with you. I'm just joking. I thought it was underpriced when it came out, so. Mm. Oh, and you know what? Since you're here, I won't, because originally I talked to somebody about it, not on the live show, Wesley, about the Flower Gold Wizard, the micro sluice. And we were talking about how one of the problems with it, the downsides to it, why people are, using other sluices or would use other sluices, is the fact that it's not really good at catching bigger gold. And I was like, well, maybe I should send an email to Wesley and ask him if he could, because if you have the sluice that's going this way, the sluice goes this way, is having an insert to just pop in the top of it that would be like a nugget trap, or even at the bottom, just so larger gold could be caught on it. Because I know right now, just because the riffles are really, really fine, that a bigger piece of gold will essentially just roll across the top of it and move across. But, kind of like with the gutter sluices, where they put that, they use the vortex matting in a gutter sluice, but then they put the plastic piece on top, like just a plastic screen to try and catch anything bigger. Just something like that that would fit right on top of the sluice, just so people could catch bigger gold too. Added koozies again though. I have my two here somewhere. I don't know where I did with them because I can't remember the last time I brought a drink outside that wasn't coffee. Even when I mow my lawn, I bring coffee with me. I'll be sweating, sweating buckets, and I still have a coffee outside. It's just what I drink until I come inside. Then I'll come inside and be like, oh my god, I'm dying, and drink like 4 gallons of water. But when I'm cutting my grass, I still have my coffee outside. So. One and only, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. Take for 40, 50 minutes. Yeah. I'll be curious to see what the new project is. Anytime you want to send me an email with some pics, you don't need to explain anything, just some pics. I'm happy. Hint, hint. There we go. So we've been finding some gold. Haven't found that nugget yet. But just shaking the pan, I know the nugget's going to be at the bottom, so we'll be seeing it last. And in case anyone's curious, on the Gold Baron website, he does have a video showing where he's not like longitude, but he does show you his little mine where he's working, where he's working for the Paydirt, which is always cool. That's one of the good things I like. It's one of the things I really appreciate about Vendetta and Gold Nugget sales is them having so many videos out showing you where they're getting their gold from, where they're getting their Paydirt from. There you go. Well, yeah. I want to be like the guy from Shark Tank. Just pop a buck on him for me. I get $1 per in perpetuity royalty for my idea. Perpetual royalty. More gold. It's all been about the same. A little bit. I want to say it's 40 mesh. It's a little bit bigger than 40 mesh. It's looking so far pretty much like all 30 mesh. So 30 mesh in one big nugget. Hopefully coming soon. Yeah, this is a custom bag, so he only has currently. He currently has 3 bags of Paydirt on there: the 1/4 gram, the 1 gram, and then just the little. I keep wanting to say 1/10 of a gram or 0.1 something, and then you've got a new one coming out, but I'm not sure when that one's coming out yet. That one I'll be curious about. So. As for all that, yeah. I mean, I totally agree with that. I mean, I enjoy panning out that stuff, you know. But if you want to get it done quickly, that's another thing. If you want to get it done quickly, you know, because I remember back in the day, I would sit there with a 5-gallon bucket and I'd be like, you know, like, okay, I got time and doesn't matter if I find one piece in the next, 6 months. But, if you're like, man, I know there's 2 grams in this bucket and I need that money to pay a bill, it's always good to have something quick you can just run it through and be like, okay, bam, I got it all. I asked for fines. I have no clue. Like I said, I don't remember what I asked for. I'm old. I mean, literally, probably a week after the email, I had forgot. I mean, I do it all the time where I will actually forget I have, ordered stuff. Where I will order Paydirt for myself for like a Tuesday show and I will totally forget about it. And then, like, who was it I did? There was somebody recently that I did on a Tuesday show that I actually totally forgot and just. It was late. For whatever reason, the post office had lost it for a while. And I didn't even remember. And then they sent me a message. Like, oh, yeah, we're sorry. The Paydirt's like 3 weeks late. And I was like, what? Really? I was like, oh, okay. It's like, I totally forgot. Which is another good reason why I use secret shoppers. Because, they remember for me. Perplexed mind. How's it going? Thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. Yeah, and then on the 1st, I will be updating my top 10. 100% Gold Baron will be on my top 10. I don't know where he's going to place on it yet. I don't know who I'm going to remove. So I'm going to be doing that this week, going through them all. But it should be on the 1st. Might be the 2nd if it starts getting a little dicey. I did see the pre-orders for it, so it looks like a good bag of Paydirt. I do like that a lot of people that are putting the really hard bags at 1/2 gram. I like that. I think that was one of the better things that Mike at the Gold Vlog or Gold Nugget Sales did was when he changed his 1 gram bag, the easy one and the super hard one, and he made those into 1/2 gram bags. Because it's a good way to sample something. Like you could say, oh, let me try out the Paydirt. I'll get an easy one I've never panned before without spending a larger amount of money. And then it's the same thing. Like if you were like, oh, am I ready to pan out that super hard material yet? You don't want to buy a gram of it and be like, nope, I'm not ready. Now I've got a gram of gold stuck in this dirt I can't get, Yeah. What is this? Why is Walmart texting me? Just fill my order, Walmart. It's going to be, they're telling me they're out of something. It's going to be the one main thing that I wanted. Yeah. Walmart. Yeah, definitely a good problem to have, Wesley. Being too busy is always a good problem to have, especially like working for yourself stuff, you know. Being too busy when somebody else is the CEO and boss and, you know, all that. No. you know. Like I used to remember when I was bartending and they would come in like the doorman would come in or something, you know, and they'd tell me, or the GM or somebody like, oh yeah, you should see all the books say we're gonna be busy, 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 and I'd be like, oh, that's supposed to be a good thing for me. I'm like, that just means I'm gonna be working twice as hard. And if you're really, especially as a bartender, if you're working harder, you generally make less tips. You know, if it's super slow, you make low tips, and if it's super busy, you make low tips because you're not giving people, you know, you're not yik yakking with them. You're just running around throwing drinks at them. So they'd be like, no, that doesn't sound like good news to me. We're up to 46 likes. All right, there's some people are getting up there now. I'm showing what 48 people in chat, 46 likes. I can deal with that. Oh yeah, and if mods PA, you can start doing it now. If someone wants to drop the hidden link, I'd appreciate it. I do think we're giving away 2 spots tonight, so you definitely want to be here tonight. I'm giving away 2 spots tonight. I think the hidden link only says 1. I think it still says spots 4, but it's for 2 spots tonight because last week no one claimed one. And it's for that 1.6 ounce 999 silver bar from Cajun Bullion. There we go. 1.6. Beautiful bar. Beautiful bar. I actually got 3 of them from them, but this one was 1.6. The other 2 are 1.5. Got those for my kids. Traded them something for it. So thank you, Cajun Bullion, if you happen to be watching. Yeah, where is Fickle Prick? No. But there you go. It's so tonight is spots 4 and 5. We're doing spots 4 and 5 tonight. So I think. Here, let me go look at my notepad. Oh no, it's spots 3 and 4. Yeah, so 3 was last week. We're doing spots 3 and 4 today. Because number 3 they left last week, so spots number 3 and 4. So you got twice as many chances to win tonight. So you definitely want to stick around to the end because you must be here if I pull your name. So if you're going to leave a comment, make sure you're going to be here to the end. Today is going to be a shorter show. So, you know, I'm going to have to leave here at like 8:15. So shorter show tonight. I mean, a definite shorter show. Hey, Jose, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. It's yours this time, HD. My mods do seem to get on the drawing pretty good. So I think it's just consistency. You know, all my mods tend to be here for every single show, where some people might, you know, make 1 show a month or 2 shows a month. So Iron Death, that's it. Iron Death. No worries, Ortiz. No worries. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate everyone that just is a lurker. So you don't feel like you have to chat if you're a lurker. I appreciate the lurkers. I lurk a lot. So I was talking to someone about it the other day. I was thinking on GS, just about how it gets very hectic if you say hi in chat. You know, like you're like, oh, all right. Especially like if you're on your phone, then all of a sudden you have to start saying hi to everybody. So it can get kind of hectic. We still haven't hit it. We're about halfway through, so a little bit more than halfway. And again, I don't know yet 100%, but the nugget in here might be in the next gold guessing contest. So, which would be not tomorrow, but the following Wednesday. You know, in most cases, it probably will be, but just, you know, I don't want to say it 100% is just in case the wait is stated until after the video. So, but 99.9% chance that the gold nugget we're going to see today will be in the next gold guessing contest. I'm a well-disciplined worker. No worries. I'm the same way, A3. That's why I said I want to be more active when I watch shows, but a lot of times if I'm watching the shows, like the live shows, it's when my kids are here and we're eating or something like that. And so I'm watching my phone and I just cannot type on my phone. I'm like one of the worst people for typing on a phone. If I just say like hi to two people, it's going to take me 30 minutes just because I got to keep, backspace, delete, add, nope, backspace, delete, nope. I am just not a good texter. I miss my old Blackberries back in the day when they actually had physical buttons. Tomcat, thank you very much for a hectic hello. I appreciate it, brother. I just don't want those that said hi to me think I'm ignoring them. Yeah, see, that's why a lot of times I don't, just because like if you're on your phone and you say hi, and I'll even try to start out like I think the last show I went into um I went into someone's live show the other day. And I just tried to type in. I was on my phone and I just typed hi everyone, hi to all. But then people started saying hi to me, and I was like, oh man, now I gotta go start up my computer, start saying hi to everybody. Yeah. So then I got stuck watching them, which I was watching them anyway, but then I was on my computer and having to start chatting hi a whole bunch. So Dorothy Richardson, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. And anyone, if I miss you in chat, I really do apologize. Just a lot of times chat scrolls by faster than I can see it in between looking up from my pan. Ooh, that's a nice little pile of gold. And just in case you're wondering, so this was supposed to be a 5-gram bag of Paydirt, or around 5 grams, with a nugget inside of it. So if we do use this nugget for the guessing contest, you will be able to guess kind of. Is that the nugget? Is that the nugget right there? I don't know. Looks like something a little bigger. Let me see. Can you hear it? I don't really hear it. Yeah. I know it sucks. I keep seeing these new Paydirts. Paydirt sellers typically put out new stuff in the summer. And it drives me crazy because I got a couple of videos I want to put out in June and July that aren't Paydirt reviews. But then I'm like, well, then if I do that, then I can't do a review. So in June and July, I might have to start pumping out more videos, more content. I might have to actually start working a little bit. Alaskan Assassin, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show, brother. Appreciate it. Well, the premiere, I was in there. I try to make all Yukon Alley's premieres, but I've been sucking at it. It was Benzo's Gold. He just rebranded his name. That's why he rebranded his channel. That's why I couldn't think of it. But no, it's Benzo's channel of Benzo Gold Friday. I was in his show Friday. But he renamed his channel because at first I was like, who is this? And I was like, wait. I couldn't figure out whose channel it was at first. I was like, huh? Wait. And I was like, oh, Benzo renamed it. I like it. I posted my Yukon Alley weight today. Oh, what is it? What is it? I can't look now. Now you got me wanting to know without being able to stop and look. Can you post it in chat, or do you not want to? But I felt bad in the Yukon Alley because I missed. So I guess this was part like 6. Was it this week? Was 6? And I had missed the week before's video, and I still hadn't watched it. It was just funny because it was up on my computer in one of my tabs, and I opened a new tab and I saw Yukon Alley. I was like, oh, she's going live. I was like, let me make sure I'm there for the premiere. But then I was like, well, then I had to pause the video so I could, because I didn't want to watch it and see stuff. Okay, that's definitely not it. It was a nice piece though. It's a nice little picker. No. I like that picture. So I got to make sure. So I caught up on that one, but now I still have the last one, and I have to watch it before Saturday. So I got a couple of days. I have both of them open still on my computer. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's what I said. Dealing with bosses just sucks. It's the one thing I will never miss about being disabled is bosses. Well, I'm going to watch, but I wanted to know now. So I'm guessing that was a 1 gram bag. 1.477. Yeah. Yeah. So I talked to Allison Saturday. Yeah. So after her premiere, I went and me and Allison started chatting after her premiere. And she's still always amazed at how much gold people are finding in her super cons. So then she started harassing me, and she was kind of upset that I don't have a passport because, she wants me to go up there. I told her I'm going to go up there, but I keep forgetting to get a passport. And it takes a while to get a passport. So I need to get a passport so I can go up there. I told her next season I'm definitely going to be up there panning out her super cons in a shed somewhere. Culver, what's up, brother? I almost wore your shirt tonight, but I ended up wearing the LXR one. I was like, man, I need to start getting some more shirts in. The problem is most people like Vendetta. I really want a Vendetta shirt, but Vendetta, like he gets shirts made, and then he sells out and he doesn't order more. It's just like a kind of one-time thing. I need to get some more shirts. There's some good sellers that have shirts. Because the only other seller that I saw recently that I almost bought a shirt from was Felix Paydirt. When I was doing my secret shopping with them, I almost had my secret shopper buy one of their shirts because I was like, oh, they're starting to sell good Paydirt. Maybe I should wear one of their shirts proudly. Right. I did want a Vendetta. I have to harass him about that again. If anyone knows a good Paydirt company that's selling shirts, let me know. I'll have to get one. Just so I can change it up so I'm not always wearing Miller Prospecting shirts because you kind of know if you're watching my show who I am. I don't mind wearing them when I'm doing my reviews and stuff, but I could definitely hit me up, email me, or send me a message on Patreon, Alaska. I'll definitely take an extra large. Just let me know how much. I'll definitely buy one and wear it and show. Rinkies, what's up, brother? How's it going? And thank you very much, Roger. I appreciate that. I appreciate you subscribing. I appreciate you joining the show. If you ever have any questions, make sure to reach out. Ask anybody or ask in chat. The community's pretty good at answering questions. So. Yeah, I set up mine on Printify. I think Printify is the one I use because once you set their logo with them, then it's really easy to just change everything up. Like I just sent Vendetta some custom shirts. So I was just like, because Vendetta is always wearing my stuff and advertising for me. So I was like, I'm going to send him some more. So I sent him 2 shirts. But originally that was the one I was using to try and I think I hear it here. I think it's in there. So we still haven't panned it up, but you can hear it in the pan, I think. Yeah. Oh, you don't have to do that. Let me at least pay for shipping. I always feel bad when people want to send me stuff just totally free. I mean, I'll pay for shipping. Right. You need a Miller shirt? You gonna wear it in your videos? I'll send you one, Culver, because I owe you anyway, Culver. I already owe you, so I'll send you one. Here, let me write it. Let me write it down though, otherwise I'll forget. What size and what color? Oh my gosh, see you people. Now Brad Thompson wants a shirt. Everyone wants a shirt. All us mods need a shirt. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I'll go through that. I will say I do have something, since all my mods are either mods or $79 tier members. I will say I have something in the works for my $79 tier members. It's something custom I've been working on for a few months, and I am down to the final details on it. Just getting labels made for it. Which I'm trying to size. And unfortunately, being born in the United States, I don't know metrics, and everything seems to be metric, so I have to go and get a new measuring, stuff like that. Rainbow tie-dye. It's pretty much normal colors. Wesley, you're not a mod. Why are you rooting for them? I want a Miller Prospecting hat. Hey, Bob Peterson, how's it going? I never did a hat. I don't think I ever set up for a hat. I might have. But I found that the hats were too expensive. I did set up the hat and I sent one to one person. But they were just so expensive. It's just the shipping on them. Because I think the hat, just the cost, I think was like $15. And then the shipping was like $15. It's the same thing with the mugs. It's why I got rid of the ugly mug, is because the mug itself was, I think, $13, but then shipping it was like $13. And I was like, I don't want anyone paying $26 for just that was cost. Because originally what I had was I had Printify up and it was zero profit for me. It was just set up to be cost, and I think cost plus 50 cents or something to cover taxes that the government was going to force me to pay on it. So there was like 50 cents added to each item, but it was just, some of the things were just so expensive. I was like, that's why I ended up pulling them off my website. So send them shirts. I love Dylan. Yeah. I mean, I think YouTube advertises my stuff with shirts, but that's all through some company I have nothing to do with, and they just put your logo on everything. They don't even, you can get koozies, whatnot. If it's a good hat, $30 is okay. Like I said, I just think that's too expensive. I mean, because I just think somebody's making out like a bandit. Because if, $30, that would mean if I did want a profit, that's like a $45, $50 hat. And that's just crazy. I mean, I didn't want to make a profit, but I just thought, if somebody's paying $30 for a hat, they're going to think I'm making money off of it. They're going to say, oh, Dylan's making $5 or $10 off it. But that's with like zero profit, zero. And I just couldn't do that. So I'll have to look at Printify again. I do have some stuff that I'm working on my website. Unfortunately, I'm working on a friend's website as well this summer. He's built a huge website, and he doesn't really know how to build a website. So I'm having to spend an hour or two a day helping him, but really good friend of mine. So that wasn't it. Almost. It's going to be in the last pan. So, but as soon as I can get to my website and fix it all up, I might go back and put swag back on it, The problem with Printify was you have to have, the way Printify worked is that you had to have money. Like the way they would, Definitely Miller for president. Sean McClelland, thank you. Appreciate joining the show. Crash, thank you for joining the show too. And I am Zaxxon. Thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. So, but yeah, that was the problem with Printify because most companies are kind of like they were the best company I found out of all of them though. The only problem was, like I said, you had to kind of give them money, like have them, they would hold like $500, and as people ordered stuff, they would just take it out of that. So, because they kind of didn't have a payment processor, the payment processor was taking it out of my funds. And that always sucked because, I'm poor, I'm broke. And, leaving $500 in some company that might sell a shirt or might not, or might. So I kind of just took it off, and that's kind of, I was like, well, if I need a shirt to send someone, I'll just do it as a sample. I can print one up as a sample, and they'll just send it to them. Who's going to get the spot tonight? Yeah, we got 2 spots tonight. If one of the mods want to drop the hidden link again, we got 2 spots. We got spot number 3 and spot number 4 tonight. So make sure you stay to the end of the show, because if you leave before the end of the show, if I call your name, you must post something in live chat. So you have to actually be here to win. So more smaller gold, which is good. And I know I said something earlier. I didn't know what size gold. I got water on my tablet again. But this is generally the size of gold that I run out of the most. So I think that's why I told him to put this size of gold in here. Because generally, when you do Paydirt, you'll get a lot of 40 mesh and a lot of 10 mesh. And it's the stuff that's in between that you tend to not have enough of when you're making up bags of Paydirt. Which is why I'm always like selling gold, then buying gold, which I hate doing just because post office loves to lose my gold, I shipped out a package the other day that was a day late, and I got a package of gold coming in that's 2 days late, so. Oh. All right, let me see, can you hear it? Let's see. That's maybe 2 pans. Let's see if we get it in this pan. Nope. All right, so last pan, it definitely has it, so. Yeah, GNS has some great Paydirts. I did talk to him the other day because I was asking him about the Weekender. I was asking him how that went, and he sold out of the Weekender. And I'm pretty sure I didn't look, but I think he sold out of the Australian bag as well. Or if it's still there, there's 1 bag left. But I do know he's got some more coming down the pipeline in the summer, so I'm excited for that. But I will say that's one of the reasons why I was saying I'm trying to figure out how to put more reviews in or more videos in June and July, because I want to do a really big review on gold nugget sales in June. So that just means I have to move something around, and I don't know how to do it. Hey, Richard Dow, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. So, and again, I'll remind everyone that if you're a Patreon member, make sure you guess on the gold guessing contest. All the prizes are listed on my Patreon. It's if you're a $25 or $79 member, the closest person to guess will get there's 2 prizes, either a 1.75 gram bag of Paydirt or a 0.5 gram bag of Paydirt. The $10 members, there's a 1 gram bag of Paydirt. And then for the $5 members, there's a half a gram of Paydirt. And all you have to do is be the closest person to guess if you're a Patreon member. And if you don't want to be a paid Patreon member, you can still go join my Patreon as a free member and guess. And then I have, this is what you will win, if I can find it. There it is. You'll win my Miller Prospecting card. It's got a little bit of Mexican gold in it, because this month all the Patreon members were getting some Mexican gold, Paydirt. So have a little card. A lot of light glaring on it, but There you go. Card with some Mexican gold on it. So just by being a free member on Patreon, you can win some gold. So tried getting his Aussie bag, but it sold out. Yeah, that one probably won't be around for a while too. That one, he did tell me the weekender will probably be like the McRib, coming back once a year or something. You know. So go more little pieces. And now we're gonna get this nugget. Yeah. So I will be saying I eventually I'm gonna send the cards with the dime in them to every one of my Patreon members. This will be the new. I used to just give away a gold-plated dime if you join my Patreon page, and this will be the new one. This will be the new one that will be coming out either next month or the following month once I catch up and print up enough of them. But if you're an old Patreon member and you're still around and you're still a Patreon member, in June, I will just send you one because I don't want to just give it to just new people, you know, which is one thing that used to drive me crazy about like phone contracts where they're like, oh, you get a brand new phone if you're a new customer. Old customers, we're just not going to give you nothing. Hey, Reg, how's it going, brother? You can. Oh, maybe. I haven't set that rule in a while, you know. But yeah, so all right, here you go. Tried to make it fast so it'd get covered up so we wouldn't be able to see it. But I do know the nuggets in there. You know, and then again, before we do this, I'm trying to get all my talking out the way. Make sure if you haven't, my mods hopefully will post the hidden comment right now. Make sure you leave a comment because we're going to be giving away spots number 3 and 4. And once we get 7 spots filled, we're going to give away this 1.6 ounce silver bar from Cajun Bullion. Just to thank everyone for joining these live shows. This will probably be the last big giveaway I do on the Tuesday shows. After this is done is when I'm going to be switching to these. But we will be giving away one of these every single live show. Maybe 2 of them until I run out. You know, which probably won't take long because now they've doubled in price, tripled in price because they came from China. So yeah, I see you on Facebook every once in a while posting something. You know. Hey, Jason, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show as always. I see your partner in crime was already here. I guess Wesley's probably still here. So. Yeah, I would have a heart attack too, because that'd mean my cat's been like slicing open up the bottom of the bag. He's down here hanging out. So my cat loves to sleep in the rafters above my studio, and only when I'm not down here. He will not come near up there. You know, but as soon as I leave the studio, you know, he'll come up here and go to sleep above me. So. Imitation to form. Thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. What did I miss? Yeah, so make sure if the mods drop the hidden link, you go leave a comment. If you're a Patreon member, even if you're a free Patreon member, make sure you go over and guess the gold weight. This ends on the last day of this month at midnight. So no late guesses. Once it hits midnight and it starts a new month, any guesses after that will not count. So, and then next Tuesday, we will go through all the guesses, see who wins, see who was close, who was really far away, and who won some Paydirt. You know. Thank you very much, Weezin. You were lurking, but you had to say hi to Jason. Okay. You didn't have to say hi to me, just Jason. No, it's all good. I appreciate you lurking. Yeah. Nope. Got a little peek. We're seeing a little peek of it. Yeah, last Saturday in May, I do have another video coming up with the micro sluice. which I need to shoot it early just because it's such a pain in the butt to do my equipment reviews. I was thinking the other day about how I need to just partially demo my studio again and rebuild it so I could start shooting, have all my cameras and lights and stuff already in here to do equipment reviews. So there we go. So I'll show you the nugget. We'll do a sound test on it as well. So I'm not going to 100% say this is the nugget for the next gold guessing for May, but it's 99.9% that this will be it. So pay attention to it if you want. You can come back. This video will be in VOD, so you will be able to come back at any time and look at it, both sides of it. I will put up pictures if it is it, but ooh, that's a cracker. Yeah, 0.1 from HD. I'm surprised there's not more of that, but all right, now the nugget's hidden again, and we got to look for it again. It's definitely a shiny nugget, that's for sure. I was thinking about the other day with the Val bars. I was like, it would be cool if I could find a nugget that weighed like, a certain amount that was kind of, like a I don't want to say leaf gold, but maybe like a crystalline piece of gold, like a bigger piece of nugget that I could actually break off pieces. So I could let everyone guess it and then break off a piece for the $79 tier, break off a piece for the $10 tier. But I'd be too worried I'd break too little off or too much off for one or the other, But if I could find like a crystalline nugget that was like 3 spears, then you could say, okay, the bigger spear is going here, the middle one, this one, and then let everyone guess, and then just break it apart to send it off. I mean, it would kind of suck because, getting a bigger nugget that would, like that would probably be a pretty penny and you'd kind of be destroying it. But, I did think it'd be cool just because I always like those like gold bars and the silver bars that are like divisible. There you go. Here we're going to put the nugget on the side for a second so we can pan this out. I do have a metal pan somewhere. Problem with the metal pan is they're too bright. The only one I have, I've never thrown in a fire, which I need to do because I've finally built myself a fire pit like 2 weeks ago. So when it stops raining, I can do a fire and I can season the pan. But I do have a metal pan. I will do it off camera because it'll be too bright, I think, if I put it underneath the camera. But if you give me a second, I will go find it. $1.32. Just go on Patreon and guess. Free members can guess. Anybody can guess. I got a nugget up there from the last, what was it, like 3 weeks ago live show. The big bag from Mexico bag from Gold Bay. Yeah. There we go. I wish this gold was in Michigan. There's gold like this in Michigan. You just got to get lucky to find it, though. None of this is, I mean, well, except for the one picker. Like, if you take that out, you could probably find some 30 mesh in Michigan. Hey, Joe Morrow, thanks for joining the chat and the live show. I appreciate it. And everyone who's just been joining us, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button if you haven't already. I assume you're a subscriber. You know, probably want to join the show. All right. I think that's about as clean as I'm going to get it. I don't see anything really in there. So, oh, there I'm splashing the gold, the little round one. But here, when we let you look at this for a second, I'm going to go get a metal pan so we can listen to it. Hold on. Well, I couldn't find my big metal pan. Oh, that's because I put it on my shelf behind me. It's behind me on my shelf. Well, I'm not tearing apart my shelf, but I did find a little one. I do have a smaller pan, metal pan. So, yeah. Here, listen. There you go. No gold in Washington. Nope. No gold in Arizona either. There's no gold anywhere. It's just shiny stuff. Yeah. I tend to not miss too much. I mean, I'm not saying I don't miss stuff, which is why I don't dump this into the Tuesday tailings, but it's usually just shiny stuff. You know. There was no real super fine gold in this, so I probably didn't miss any. I will tell you, my big Achilles heel is plus 10 gold. When I do reviews, if there's plus 10 gold, the odds are that I might have missed it on the first go around. Just the way I pan, and by using just the middle riffles on my pan instead of using the big riffles for the plus 10, it's just habit. I tend to miss plus 10 gold if I miss any gold. And maybe some, really small micro gold. Every once in a while I'll miss one or two pieces of the, flower gold. But missing plus 10 is unacceptable. That'll budge the scale. If you miss one or two tiny pieces, like if I missed one or two of these pieces, it probably wouldn't change the score or the scale. But you miss anything in the plus 10, it's going to change your scale. So. Go on the pan stream, usually get a chair stream. Like this one better. Well, I appreciate you, Stephen Curry. Thank you. I appreciate you joining the show. Liberty Gold Mine added negative gold, so they actually shut it down. Well, that's good. If you start using big equipment and stuff, just, the more your overhead is, the harder it is to be profitable. Going out on a weekend and just, with a high banker and, a gallon of gas, that's $5 in time. You get a D10 out there that's chewing through, $100 of diesel every 30 minutes, Yeah, but there you go. Let me see. I'll try and organize this right there. There, we can do that. And I'm going to make y'all look at the ugly mug. Let's move everything back. When I designed this studio, I thought, oh, this and this and this. And this is the second time I've built a studio. And it's still, I'm having to move stuff around. When I built this one, I couldn't figure out where to put the microphone, and I still have it not set up right. Did you watch Little House on the Prairie? I used to watch Little House on the Prairie when I was a kid, and I remember absolutely none of it except for having a crush on, well, people. Yeah. But all right, make you. Let's shrink down the panning cam so you can still see the gold. But now you're also going to have to look at the ugly mug too. So there we go. Open up chat so I can keep up with chat. Chat pretty music. All that glitters is not gold. No, It's funny, like, just a difference in what you can see on your view and what I see is always different. Because I'll watch video, like I'll be panning stuff out and it'll look a certain way. And then when I go edit a video, I'm like, oh, this looks totally different. Just like the gold and the material, how it looks, you know? Yes, it's supposed to be, we came to agreement. I asked for a 5 gram bag. So I asked for a 5 gram bag with a nugget in it. And that's all I pretty much asked for. And I told him the size of the general size of the nugget and the general size of the gold I wanted, not the nugget. So I have no idea the total weight. I'm not going to weigh up the total weight, just because, you know, there's a custom order. Good guy, you know. I wasn't worried about the ROI or anything like that. I made him run around. We must have changed up what I was going to get like a dozen times. So sounds like a nugget, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So, oh, I forgot I had this. Because I was like, where's the big one? And I forgot I put the big one on the shelf behind me. So, had the little one. Well, that sucks because now I have a fire pit and I could actually fire that one up and start using that one. But I'll have to order another one from somewhere. So. Puget Prospecting, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. That's a custom process. Yeah, I would never do custom Paydirt. The drop down menu would be difficult enough for me if I sold Paydirt, just having people change stuff up. They get what I give them and that's it. Make the nugget into a necklace. Oh no, that would get robbed. No. I have plans for that nugget. So Hours Crafted, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. So yeah, and in case anyone missed it, if you're new to the channel or the show, make sure you go back to my last video. I just did a video. I reviewed the Gold Baron, goldbaronpaydirt.com. I just reviewed him for the first time, his 1 gram bag. I had previously last year reviewed his smaller bags. But he just started selling his 1 gram bag and got an extremely high ROI. And if I would have just waited and calculated the numbers a little bit better, I would have gotten a higher ROI by waiting. But, you know, really good seller. He's going to be in my top 10 next month. If you don't already know, I do have a website, millerprospecting.com. I keep all my top 10 sellers on there, plus every single review I've ever done on there as well. So yes, it is an A3 honey bottle. It's a honey bottle. It's A3 Sky Warrior. It's one of the people in the community. It's his Paydirt. He has bees. So he raises bees. He raises bees and he has Paydirt that he does in little honey bottles. So why is gold so pretty? I don't know, but that's why it drives people crazy. So so yeah, so the honey bottle is a gold Paydirt. That is a gold Paydirt. Everything behind me is either a gold pan or a Paydirt, pretty much. So, and they're generally, everything behind me are people who in the community who sell Paydirt occasionally to raise some funds. And just to thank them, I buy a bag because they're part of the community and I put it on my shelf because it's unique. So, you know, it's not something you can buy in a shop. There's maybe 1 or 2 on the shelf that you could actually buy online. Vendetta is one of them, you know, but you couldn't actually buy the Vendetta with the bag. So that was a custom bag. I had to get that one, you know, just for the shelf. But so yeah, and even though Nightbot's lying, tonight, make sure you go leave a comment in the hidden comment, because it's actually 2 spots tonight. We're giving away spot number 3 and spot number 4. As always, YouTube and its affiliates have nothing to do with this giveaway. This is purely me trying to give back to the people who look at my ugly mug and are like, okay, we'll stick around for an hour or 2 and watch this guy. So, and this time we're giving away, or I'm giving away, A silver bar I got from Cajun Bullion. It's a 1.6 ounce silver bar. So if you like silver, this is a beautiful bar from Cajun Bullion. It's a hand poured bar, 1.6 ounces. We're going to take 7 names, 1 name a week. Today is 2 because somebody didn't claim their prize next week. And then once we get through 7, the following week, we'll put those 7 names in a list and in a wheel, and somebody will win this, and I will ship it to them for free. So where is my thing? So who do we currently have? So yeah, so this is spots number 3 and 4. Right now we have John Gear and Aaron Mack as 2 of the people on the list. So there we go. My first job ever was making maple syrup. Oh, I don't like maple syrup. That would have drove me crazy. I know most people like it, and every time my kids have, I make my son pancakes every day before he goes to school when I have them. So I make a lot of pancakes here. He likes maple syrup, and it's healthy. I don't like to give him like syrup that's, all the corn syrup. I don't like to just give him corn syrup. So I give him maple syrup, and I always try it. And every time I'm like, nope, I'll rather eat the pancake dry. I want one of those 5-gallon Paydirt deals one day. A 5-gallon bucket. Oh no. I don't know if anyone still does 5-gallon buckets anymore. As I was watching a video the other day of Mike GNS, where he was talking about, I think it was his 1 ounce jug or his 1 ounce jug. And he was talking about how, Dave from Gold Bay switched from the 5-gallon buckets that everyone used to the 1-gallon jugs that everyone uses now, just because for shipping. Like to ship a 5-gallon bucket costs like $50, $60, where the 1 ounce jugs or the 1-gallon jugs cost $18 to $20. And just at $30 savings, and there's a lot less chance of getting damaged. So, but yeah, I think Gold Bear, I think he does say he still does 5-gallon buckets. So now that I said that, I prefer the super processed stuff instead of the really watery stuff. The room next to me made the maple syrup candy. When I used to work in a mall, I used to work at a shirt company in the mall. And one of the really good guys, because all the managers would meet like once a month to hang out and talk about, all the different problems in the mall and stuff like that, and applications, and see if anyone had any employees they needed to let go, and if anyone needed employees, so we could move employees around. And one of the guys there had a fudge factory. And man, that dude would always be giving me fudge. I was like, dude, no. He was always like, you're too skinny. And I'm like, yeah, but my teeth are rotting out now. Yeah. Right. So Saturday, let me tell you. So Saturday, I do have a new video coming out. This Saturday? I don't even know. When's my next? Let me see. Let me look at the calendar before I start saying stuff. Yeah, next Saturday will be the 3rd. So yeah, next Saturday, I do have a Vendetta Paydirt coming out. I have this one right here, which is the Stash. This is a no guarantee bag of Paydirt from Vendetta. That's coming out Saturday. Next Tuesday is going to be the Patreon live show. I might pan out some Vendetta Paydirt because I have a lot of Vendetta here on my shelves of wonder. So I might pan out a bag of Vendetta. It's just going to depend on how prepped I am and if I'm ready to do it or not. But if not, we're going to be giving away some Paydirt, which is even better than watching me pan it out, is watching me give stuff away. So, if you aren't and you already are, if you're already a Patreon member, make sure, and you haven't, make sure you go guess the gold weight. We do a nugget guess every single month. As you can see, there is one right down here, right down here. There's a nugget that's going to be for next month's gold guessing. So, so if you're not a Patreon member, you can go join Patreon and then you can guess, and you still have a chance because there's still, today, 2 days left in the month, whatever. Today and tomorrow. So you still have today and tomorrow. You could join Patreon and guess, or you can become a free member and still guess, and then you win. What did I do with it? I don't know what I did with it. You can win one little piece of Mexican gold if I can find what I did with it. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so the free members can still win something just by joining Patreon and guessing. I do have a Miller Prospecting card with a little bit of Mexican gold. This was just from my Mexican gold Paydirt I was doing, so they can't be friends. I don't know what it is about me, but I will say I don't like syrup either. I don't like, like the Aunt Jemima syrup or anything like that. I don't like any of those syrups. Typically, if I eat pancakes, I just put butter on them because butter to me is something that I don't eat a lot of because, health reasons. So I don't eat a lot of butter, almost none. I typically don't use butter in anything if I don't have to. But so butter to me is something a little special. So I put butter on my pancakes. So, and I'm really happy with that. I don't really eat pancakes that often. I just make them for my son. I've worked Taco Bell and still eat it. Supposedly Taco Bell is supposed to be pretty decent for like food control quality. Generally from what I've heard, I've worked in a few restaurants, but I've only worked in like higher end restaurants. And restaurants tend to have the sloppier, whereas fast food places, they're so compact and well managed that everything has its place and, it's all automated and stuff like that. They tend to be a lot neater than, some fry cook slinging, stuff around all the time. So, I've worked in a few restaurants and some of them were really, really nasty. Like, it was like, they'd be like, one place I worked at, it was like a hole in the wall restaurant, but they were like, oh, part of your job pay, because you don't get paid a lot, is, you get a free meal every day. And they used to always get on me, dude, you're so skinny. Why don't you ever eat the free food? I'm like, no, no, thank you. I've seen the rats, at night sitting in the flour. It's like, no. Then I've watched you come in the morning, take the flour, scoop out the rat poop, then start dipping the chicken in it to fry. It's like, no. I do like peanut butter. Peanut butter is one of my loves, so. Talk about that just reminds me of the comedian with the hot pockets, where he just talks about as soon as you eat a hot pocket, it just goes right through you. So, well, we got to food at some point. I knew we were going to get to food tonight. So, and all this, Jeffrey Button. I was just reading your thing about the Little House on the Prairie. I see it every once in a while. I'll see a mention of Little House on the Prairie. And I'm like, man, I need to go get those all and watch them again. But then I just don't have the time because there's so many new shows always coming out. And it's so hard. Because I was telling my daughter the other day about Sopranos. And I was like, it's such a great show. And I was like, I've watched Sopranos like the whole thing from front to back probably a dozen times. Because back in the day, HBO, Cinemax were probably the only shows. And now you've got pretty much everything with Netflix and all these other companies. New series come out every single day. But back then it was like they would put a lot of money and effort into putting a series out. You either watched a movie or you watch stuff on local channels. But HBO, if they put out a series, it was going to be really good. So my daughter was like, oh, are you going to watch it again? I was like, I don't even have the time to watch Sopranos again. But it's probably one of my favorite series. Like I was telling her the other day, I still have never watched Breaking Bad. It's still on my to-do list to do. So one of these days, when I'm fully retired and just living in a retirement home somewhere, I would just catch up on all the shows that I've wanted to watch. So if you work at a restaurant and you never go hungry, I wouldn't say that. I worked at a couple restaurants and I went hungry a lot of times. So it was just, some of the ones I worked at were really, really nasty and I just didn't want to eat there. And then some of them, like the biggest one I worked at, which was Galatoire's in the French Quarter, they were very strict. Like you couldn't even go in the kitchen and get bread. Like if they saw you go in the kitchen to get bread, you'd get in trouble, so you'd have to go and ask the chef, hey chef, can I have this? And then the chef would tell you, you're going to throw me some beers later. I'm like, no, I'm not going to give you beer. It's bread. You're going to ask for a 6-pack of beer for bread. It's like, no, I want bread. And they would feed you, they'd make you goulash every day or something like that. But, generally I was busy. Like the times that they would put out lunch was when we would be catching up on the bar from midday to late shift, because we'd be really busy in the morning and really busy at night. And lunchtime we were busy restocking bar. So I generally did go hungry, which is why I was skinny the most of my life. Now that I'm not working, I'm fat. So. No, we've had some rain. I was actually kind of worried. It started raining here. An hour's crafted. Thank you for joining the show, by the way. It started raining here right about an hour before the show started, but it seems like it just ended. So I was kind of worried that the internet might go out because it tends to go out when we have heavy storms. But You should do the kinky Paydirt from Creed. No, I did his challenge. I did his challenge. I have a video. I have a video of me doing the Creed challenge because I think it was, what was it, 30 minutes or something like that to get the 1 gram, or maybe it was an hour or something like that. And I totally failed. I totally failed. That is just not Paydirt you could do on a live show. It's just not. Because that is probably the only Paydirt. Like, I know if you read anybody's hard Paydirt, they always tell you, pan it 1 tablespoon at a time. And nobody does that. Nobody. Everyone, you see how I pan. I pour a little bit in my pan. The first go, I'll pour a little bit. And then if it's hard, I'll pour a little bit less the next time. But that stuff, you really need to put like a teeny teaspoon at a time. And that just doesn't work for a live show. I would be here all day. Now, if I ever do another all-day show like I did in September, like if I do another 8 or 9 hour stream in September, maybe next time that's what I'll do is I'll get a Creed bag and just do that. So, I could spend all 8 hours doing a Creed bag and have like the tiniest smile of gold on it. So, I used to work on a mink farm. Well, I like minks, so. Yeah, all the storms they've been hitting here recently have been really, really quick because they've been telling us we've been going to get some bad storms. But every day we had a storm like 2 days ago. They've been rolling through in like an hour. And I like those hour storms. They just get everything wet, then they leave. Leave me alone. So, but all right, since we got to have a short show today, since I have to be out of here pretty soon, what we're going to do is I'm going to go set up, make sure everything is ready for the live show. Here, I'm going to show everyone the gold nugget again because it's definitely going to be the nugget for next month's gold guessing contest. So let me show that off a little bit. Now, I will take pictures of it, of course, for the gold guessing contest. So, but all right, let me go set up everything, make sure, but I have to say bye to the gold so I can shrink down my ugly face in a minute and make sure everything is ready. Get the link and all that. And while I'm doing that, I will actually post a hidden link just in case you're new and you didn't get the hidden link. Did I type it or did I just spaz out? I spazzed out. There you go. So make sure you post in the hidden link. And if I do pull your name during the hidden link, I'll be pulling 2 names today, spots number 3 and 4. You must post something in live chat before the end of the show. So make sure if you post a comment in the hidden link, something nice, something telling about how great Miller Prospecting is or the website or something like that. Increase your chances of winning, maybe. Well. All right, let me make sure all the comments are going through. All right. I don't know why YouTube always changes everything. I mean, the comments were simple before. Published, unpublished. Now it's got sort by. I haven't responded to it. Just more options. But all right, they're all on there. Every comment wants to go through. Let me get the link. There we go. And there we go. So we'll give it a minute, and then we'll go pull a name. Put it next to a known nugget. Well, I don't have any more known nuggets. I will tell you a little secret. One of the reasons that I get nuggets is I can get nuggets generally at a decent price, or I hunt down nuggets that are at a good price. And then I sell the nuggets for a better price than I paid for them, so I can buy the finer gold, the smaller gold. So there's nothing I can put it next to. I have a Culverizer Paydirt. I remember the Culverizer Paydirt. I didn't get one of those. Maybe one of these days I'll have to hit him up for a custom bag of his Culverizing. Oh, that's Culver saying. I'm just reading the Culverizer Paydirt, and I didn't even realize it was you. I didn't even read it. Oh, I didn't. You can see I'm tired. But yes, I remember your Culverizer. maybe that's what maybe I'll do. The next time I do a big long stream, 8-hour stream, instead of having a whole bunch of Paydyrts like I did last time and being worried I'd run out, I would just get like 1 or 2 or 3 really hard Paydyrts, just so I could compare them all. Like do a Culverizer, do like, the GNS or the, Gold Baron hard Paydirt, and then do like the Creed Paydirt, Yeah, it's definitely a good idea. I mean, I'll have to figure out, because if I did another long show, it'd be in September. So I've got a little bit of while to think about it. So I don't know if I'm going to do another long show in September. It's just going to depend on what day it falls on. So I do like the Culverizer is a good name. So yeah, but all right. Scott Junkins, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. I don't know if I said hi to you. Let's shrink down the ugly mug. Let's do this giveaway. Or pull the 2 names. Again, these are just spots. Your spots number 3 and 4. You don't actually win anything. You just get a chance to win something in a future live show. So, all right, let's shrink down the ugly mug. Let me make sure. Yes, that's working. All right. There we go. Shrink down the ugly mug. There we go. And there you go. Ooh, wow. Never seen this website before. Miller Prospecting. Oh, what's he got to say? What? He's got top 10 recommended sellers? Oh, that's going to change up. Next month, top 10 is changing. So one of these sellers might not be on here anymore. One of them will be added. The newest Paydirt that I just reviewed, Gold Baron Paydirt, review number 342. This one right here, that is going to be on the list. I don't know if I'm going to remove somebody or what I'm going to do, but they're going to be on the list. Somebody did suggest I make it a top 12, but I don't think I'll do that. Last 100 reviews, I do buy gold. My last 100 reviews, again, Gold Baron Paydirt. If you didn't see the video, you can see these numbers and know you should look at it. And then worst 25 Paydyrts ROIs of all time. This is important to look at. Those are people you should avoid at all costs. And of course, sellers to avoid. These are all sellers that you should avoid and never buy Paydirt. They are heavily advertised on Google. So there we go. Now let's do the YouTube random comment. And, there's no pop-ups or anything else like that on my site, so it's free to go browse, see the top 10, look up old videos, things like that. There is a search function on there somewhere. I think, top right, there's a search function, so you can search for videos or Paydyrts. All right, we're pulling 2 names tonight. Make sure, as always, you must post something in the live show chat before the end of the show. So let's pull names. Anything goes, no replies. 55 comments. Rinky's Carnage Crew. All right, so Rinky's, you got spot number 3. I'm lucky and notified me for 2 lives in a row. Hopefully YouTube keep. Someone told me the other day. That's what I told them. Is Allison from Yukon Alley. She told me that she never gets them from my show and she keeps missing them. So, because she was asking when I was going to do her 5-gram bag. All right, and that's Rinky's, and we're going to pull name number 2. Michael Reed, MCD Prospecting. He's never been on this list. So hopefully one of them needs some silver. Well, there you go. I don't think you'll be putting this in your Paydirt. So those are the 2. Now we got to go back, show off my website a little bit more. Make sure you go visit it. There we go. And now we can just get rid of the website, make y'all look at my ugly mug full screen. There we go. Boom. And again, one of these days I will build transitions so I don't have to do all that, but it's not today. Michael Reed called it earlier. He did, but now let's see. Did they both reply yet, or they both disappear? Does no one want this silver? Well, I'm Miller. That's who. Did either one of them post? Oh my, I guess we're going to be waiting. Oh, both of them posted? Okay. Oh, Michael. Okay, I see Michael Reed's. All right, thank y'all. I tried to scroll through it, but then as I'm trying to scroll up, it scrolls down because more people are commenting, telling me that they commented. But that's good. So everyone's here. That's good. So Michael Reed, Frankie's Carnage Crew, Aaron Mack, and John Gear have the first 4 spots. Now, we still have 3 spots to give away next month. So next Tuesday, I will be giving away another spot. Yeah, I've seen it, Ringy. Thank you. Yeah, it takes me a while, and chat, chat is slower than when I'm talking. So, so, but Saturday, I do have a Vendetta prospecting video coming out this Saturday. It's his no guarantee bag of Paydirt. His $200 no guarantee bag of Paydirt. The next Tuesday, we're going to be doing the Patreon giveaway. So if you're a Patreon member and you guessed the size of gold, you'll have a chance to, and it's not a giveaway, it's a contest. It's no giveaway. It's a contest. We're giving away some bags of Paydirt. I'm giving away Paydirt to the winners of the contest. And then I also will be picking spot number 5. So even if you're not a Patreon member, if you didn't guess the gold, if you didn't want to join as a free member and guess to try and win something, you can still join next Tuesday and hang out with us as I give stuff away to people who did win the contest. And I also still will be giving away spot number 5. So thank you very much, you taller mining. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate everyone who joins the show, and Donna for being here every week for me. I appreciate you so much. So yeah, so we should have some good stuff. And then next month, I said, next month is mostly going to be Arizona stuff. So I have a lot of Paydirt from Vendetta, as you can see here. I have a lot of Paydirt to go through from Vendetta this month. And then next month, the following month after that is up in the air. I still don't know. Like I said, I've been trying to do some bigger videos with gold nugget sales, but I had other stuff. But I also want to do a video telling everyone where they can sell gold at, besides selling it to Miller Prospecting, because I'm broke. I can't buy big amounts of gold, but no. But yeah, and definitely get some, everyone, if you haven't already, make sure you go check out goldbaronpaydirt.com. I think it's really good Paydirt. He's top 10. I mean, if any of the sellers get into my top 10, I highly recommend them. There's a ton of Paydirts out there. To get into my top 10 means they're really, really good. So I really hope everyone will at least check them out. I will say his, the smallest bag isn't going to give you a great ROI. The quarter grammer isn't going to give you a great ROI, but his 1 grammer is one of the top ROIs you can get right now. So, does the dirt smell different? Yes, it does. I used to, in my original videos when I first started this channel, I used to talk about what the dirt smelled like. But then people kind of, like, if you're in it, you kind of know that the dirt, but generally, like, you'll get some Paydyrts that are like really rank, like they smell like death themselves. And that usually means it's in a good spot, because that usually means the dirt hasn't been turned over. It's had vegetation dying in it. If you get dirt that's hydrophobic, that generally means that it's got decaying matter in it. So like the trees have been overturned, like trees will die, and then dirt goes on top of them, and it becomes that way. You'll see that with some Paydyrts, and they tend to have a weird smell to them. So most dirts do smell the same, but you'll get some that are definitely different. So death dirt. And there you go. Thank you very much, Weezen. There's a link for the Gold Baron Paydirt. Make sure you go check it out. If you can't remember which one it is, you can always go to millerprospecting.com and look at the videos and see who the review is from, and it's in the title. So, but I'm gonna get out of here, everybody. Again, Saturday, new video, Vendetta Prospecting, and no guarantee bag of Paydirt from Vendetta Prospecting. And then next Tuesday, we got the gold guessing contest winners going to be announced. I'm going to do more of the giveaway for the silver bar and stuff like that. So, but I'm going to get out of here. I really appreciate everyone who joins me on these shows. I hope everyone has a great week. I hope everyone finds some good gold, because gold is really, really high priced right now. So the more you find, the better it is right now. But I'm out of here, and I hopefully will see you all next Tuesday. Saturday is just going to be a video. It's not going to be a premiere. I just did a premiere because Gold Baron asked me to the other day. So, but next Tuesday, hope to see everyone. You taller mining, thank you very much. I really appreciate that, brother. Thank you much. But I'm out of here. Thanks, everybody.